Tonight, Haunt Me ventures underground to a sprawling mill complex that has been abandoned for half a century, knowing only the building's physical history and nothing of its notorious supernatural past. Is it haunted or not? Join us for this experiment and see. Welcome to Haunt Me. Tonight, Haunt Me visits the Good Old Mill Complex in Sanford, Maine. This is our first time visiting Sanford, but it is our second mill investigation, the first being the Biddeford Mills in Season 1. This mill was a major part of Sanford's economy for almost 100 years. It closed down in 1954 and remained virtually abandoned for almost half a century. This will be a unique investigation in that we're going in without a guide, and also without hearing any paranormal stories before we investigate. This means that we're going to have to rely on our teammates and our own intuition to get through the night. Right now, we're in the Sanford Mill Complex, and Sanford, Maine is a place we've never been. A lot of our viewers have suggested it to us. Interestingly enough, this is going to be our first investigation where we're going in without knowing any paranormal stories.
So this mill is going to be pretty interesting because we know nothing about it, which makes it dangerous in two aspects. We don't know about the supposed haunting, and we don't know about the structural integrity of the building itself.
Maybe this is not haunted.
Right, and that's a real possibility. We should be able to use our equipment, use any metaphysical techniques we may have to kind of get to the bottom of it either way and be okay with the results either way.
Lots of debunking.
So let's figure out where the ghosts are, and then let's figure out where not to step and fall through the floor.
Right.
So yeah, let's do that. So let's live through the night.
You lead the way. Okay. You lead the way.
I'm gonna survive.
The mills were founded by Thomas Goodall in the 1860s, and the mills were open for almost 100 years. They closed down in 1954 after they were bought out by the Burlington Mill Company. At that point, over 3,600 people lost their jobs, and the mills just were abandoned. People put a lot of their lives into their work at the mill. Often days were really long. People would spend, 12 hours a day working. They would often bring their families with them. When you put that much time and energy into a place, sometimes that energy can linger on.
The moment I stepped in the mill, I was overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff here, and it's easy to get lost in the basement.
Well, this is an unexpected basement entrance.
There's two entrances to the basement. This is one, and I cannot find the other. It's supposedly here. I cannot find it.
Well, that gives us something to do.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Oh, of course.
We don't need these on.
Oh, is there a light?
Be careful.
The top floor is being used as a warehouse. Underneath it, it's basically a sub-level of basement areas that you can get lost in really easily. It's like a labyrinth down there, and though we've only seen a little bit of it, it's going to be our job tonight to not only explore the supernatural, but it's going to be our job to explore the structure as well.
This is different.
I wonder how big this basement is.
It looks like it goes on forever or just stops. It's all dark over there. I don't know.
Let's take a really quick peek then before we start going.
This basement
Yeah, I'd
is
like to just
very
get
creepy.
I'd like to get an idea of the size of it, just so we know
What we're dealing with tonight.
Yeah, and so we can plan out our. Yeah.
Normally, this is where someone would bring us around and be like, "Oh, that's a hot spot. That's where they saw stuff." But we have to do that tonight on our own.
And be careful, please.
I did bring enough goodies to make a safe space and then a place that creates activity because I knew it was a mill, so it was gonna be big. I started sort of getting the information that before the mill was built, there was a family that lived there, and they had a daughter. I didn't see the girl right away. I sort of started realizing and kind of seeing the house and kind of almost coming up with a story in my mind, but it was based on nothing. It was just based on my feelings. And so then we continued throughout the basement, and we started kind of talking as a group, and I saw her behind us, and she was just kind of back watching us. These rooms back here feel like that's where it is. That's where something is.
Well, if there was something, what's going on upstairs would scare the shit out of it if it was me and I didn't see people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of activity, human activity.
It feels like someone's home in this this room particularly. Ashley said something while we were kind of having a conference in the basement about how maybe the one thing that we do tonight is to set her free. And ever since, she's been bothering me. She's been following me around, and she's very excited. She really wants to leave.
I want to focus mostly down here tonight.
I feel like we could investigate down here all night. It looks like it continues way down there.
It
too.
does, and there is a lot of stuff in here, but there's a lot less stuff than there is upstairs.
Right. There definitely is like an old energy happening, especially in the room that said like no tubes over and over again. I don't know if it's like active at all, but there's definitely like some residue of energy down here.
Tonight we're going into the Sanford Mills. This place has been recommended to us by a number of people as being a very haunted main location. Purposely, we decided to go in without hearing any paranormal stories, just to see, as an experiment, if we could receive some sort of unbiased information. Normally we would give a pre-rate score, but because we don't know any of the paranormal claims or paranormal history of the building, we're forced to rate it a question mark. We'll see what we get tonight. So now that it's dark, and we've decided we want to focus on the basement primarily.
Absolutely.
Do you guys have any wants or wishes as far as where we begin?
I was actually thinking, if this is okay with you, you guys do basement 1 because you kind of already have the scope. You can, Katie's maybe a touch base with something.
Put my altars up.
And then we can figure out an actual game plan when we know what this place is.
Okay.
Just make sure that you keep your your wits about you, just because like this place is a labyrinth that we're about to shut ourselves in.
Okay.
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have any idea of what's in store for us tonight. So if activity goes to blood row, or we're exploring an area of the mill that just doesn't look structurally safe, that is a point for us to back up our investigation and at least reevaluate what we're doing here and either come up with another tactic, or if that tactic is to leave to preserve our own safety, that's something we have to be aware of tonight.
So break right.
All right. Gotta shut this big old door on ourselves. How do we do this?
It's right over here.
Right over here, right?
Yep. You guys ready to be locked in?
Let's lock it up.
We don't have any information about any of the spirits or entities that are here. We just don't know anything about it. So we could be going in thinking we're talking to a little girl. It could be something far more dangerous. So it's going to be important to really check in with each other, see how everyone's feeling, and if anyone feels unsafe, we're just going to have to call it a night.
Now it is. Look. It's just not as consistent. And it's not doing it. It did it the whole way over.
Dog break.
It just beeps for a few seconds and stops. Watch. I think it's electrical, and it's from like here up. This is all old wiring.
So we need to find places tonight that aren't throwing off K2 activity.
This place is almost entirely double green.
Yeah, I'm on double green right now.
Mine's always double green,
I'm
pretty
not
much,
gonna
and then
listen to
goes
this
up to
thing
yellow.
beep all night.
So the flip side of that is that there's enough bad electricity coming out and hitting us right now that if something does want to manifest, it basically has a buffet.
So it ought to be able to
But
move
how will we
stuff
be
and
able-
audibly.
How we'll be able to tell is that we need to find pockets that don't have this happening and set up shop there. So maybe the basement is a different story.
And make sure you use other tactics. I mean, we could get some audible stuff. We could get things to move if there's enough energy in here.
Okay.
Right.
See you guys soon.
Good luck, guys.
You too.
Did you want to go first, Nick, or? Okay.
If you remember us from before, my name is Katie.
I'm Ash.
we are here to communicate with everybody that lives here. Possibly remove anybody that lives here from here if that's what you would desire. Otherwise, we'll just hang out and talk to you and see what you have to say, see how you feel about this building. Maybe talk about how long that you've lived here, talk about your family a little bit.
Backing double green on the K2.
Mine's not doing anything, it's on.
This wiring is nuts. Yeah. It's funny, in this mill, the electrical outlets and wiring are the places that have no charge whatsoever.
So, this isn't consistently beeping.
Mine's double green right now.
Just in this spot, it should still be beeping at least.
Is there someone here? It's hard for us to tell.
I know. See, it's not beeping at all. I can't find like a consistent...
If you're talking, talk as loud as you can so that we can hear. Something just hit the ceiling. Can you come talk to Carol? She's friendly.
I thought I heard shuffling.
Down there.
That way. I wonder why that beeped like it did, and it's not beeping at all.
If there's anyone here, we know it gets kind of crazy during the day.
We're here to find you, just to know that you're here. We don't want to do anything unless you want to do it. You can stay here. We're just trying to communicate with you for our own personal reasons. I'd like to know that you're here. I'd like to know who you are. And you can tell me by grabbing this. This will light up. Do you hear that?
If you could come talk to us, that'd be great. I know how noisy it is in this place during the day. I know you probably want to hide out. We would too.
Can you do 2 knocks like this?
Does that count?
I don't know. I mean, it
There's
was
2 something.
There was 2?
Yeah.
So this is a little grid in the shape of a cross. Not particularly for any reason other than a cross, like the energy can fluctuate.
What's over there, though?
Right?
Yeah.
Did you hear it? It came in like,
It was like a whoosh.
deep breath. Yeah, like,
Yeah. I heard like a whoosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is something in front of us that is floating.
Floating.
What is that?
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen
It's
that.
not like a black mass. It's like
At
a
all.
clear
It's
mass.
clear. It's totally clear. You can see absolutely right through it, but it's almost like liquid jello or something.
What are you? Who are you?
It's like right here.
I only saw it once. I'm trying to.
It's
Yeah.
right there. How are we going to communicate with one another?
Are you getting any messages from this gelatinous orb?
No, absolutely nothing. I'm not getting anything. Do you know what is weirding me out?
What?
So when we got here, I was 100% sure there was a girl here.
Yeah.
Where is she? Where'd she go? She was all about me in the beginning.
But you said she was scared too.
But the moment she heard you say that I could remove her, she followed me upstairs.
Oh.
And she started talking to me.
What did she say?
Just talking about, she didn't say her name, but she said, "Hi, can you really help me? Can you actually help me?" And, you know, she was eager to leave. Where is she now?
Oh, don't tell me somebody's sitting in the chair.
Oh my God, if that started rocking.
If this started rocking, that'd be great.
Green, orange, green, or single, 2, 3, 2, 1. It's just a pocket right here in front of the chair. I don't get stuff like that. I can't. Your nice easy push.
There you go. Just have a seat in the chair.
Let's all come and talk. See, I'll give you a little push.
During the night, Carol and I found this really strange rocking chair that had a bunch of weird carvings in it. It was her instincts to leave an EMF detector in the chair while we went and explored.
Yes.
That
Yes.
thing just went off,
That.
you guys.
The rocking chair.
As we came up to it, that just beeped. The second you looked at me, I remembered where I put it, dude.
Okay, that's not nothing. Thank you.
One could say that maybe someone had settled down in the chair when we gave them their space and was shocked when we came back. Or, you know, it could have been another electrical pulse that threw it off.
So we checked in the cars, came back, and right as we walked up, it beeped.
Okay.
We got some sounds, but we got some stuff to
Really?
talk about.
Some good stuff.
Good like personal experiences, like amazing personal experiences, but
Nothing for camera.
viewers. Yeah.
Quality.
A lot of weird stuff. Gelatinous orbs.
Gelatinous orbs messing with our eyeballs.
One part where Katie and I were talking and the air got blurry in front of us.
Like you're looking through clear jello.
Yeah.
Like
And we
you
both
can
described it
I
the
could
same
see
way.
you, but
Yep.
you'd be like blurry and like wavy.
So then I took this and it was right in that blur that this was happening, and then we both agreed that it went away at one point and then it was gone.
It was gone.
I'm curious if that's when all the noise started happening up here.
There's knocks, stuff moving around, but again, like we talked about earlier,
Could
animals.
be rats in here, possibly.
If it was animals, I'll tell you right now, they were active as a few minutes ago. And now it's not happening. I'm not saying it's not, I'm just saying we did have so much going on.
Well, the one reason I don't think it's animals is because when we were all in here the first time, we heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And I went right over. There was no like scurrying. You
That's
know what I
true,
mean? Like
yeah.
you hear the scurries. Do we want to do just like 30 minutes?
Yeah, let's do 30.
and then 30 altogether.
Maybe we'll join you in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just come down there and we'll
come down and-
announce ourselves when we come down so we don't scare you.
I'm honestly a little nervous about going down there.
You'll be okay.
It's creepy.
I like being with you in a group, but we're both so like intuitive and metaphysical that sometimes it's really nice to break us up
Yes.
for that reason, so that
But-
we can have like the skeptic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, because you and I just kind of like,
Feed right off of each
yeah,
other.
we're like, I saw that gelatinous
Yes,
thing.
absolutely.
But the thing is, I might not like see that stuff if I'm with someone else. So it's like weird. It's like a weird balance. Like I feel like I always have
Wait.
like the most
Cricket. Total cricket.
thumping.
Cars. Crickets aren't gonna like make lots of like bumps and knocks though.
No, you're small.
They're so small.
To me, it's weird that, like, we've had a couple investigations this season where a child isn't what they say they are.
True.
Why is that a theme?
I think it's a theme because spirits typically are from another time. They're from a long time ago. And children are innocent, and people will do anything to help children.
Right.
And they want to be helped.
Yeah.
So I think that's just like a manipulative trick.
It would take a powerful spirit to be able to, like, present as a child.
Maybe.
I would think, but
Yeah.
maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know either. Maybe it's me. Maybe that's how I see them at first, because I want to trust everybody at first, even though I know I'm not to. I don't know.
Or yeah, maybe they know that you are good with, like, children, so that's what they choose to show themselves.
That was not something settling. Hello? All right then.
The more we talk about that,
The more, okay, let's keep talking about children. Maybe that's something that, like, I exude.
right?
Maybe maybe spirits are, like, perceptive enough to kind of figure out something about us.
Yep.
And they immediately sense my kinship with children.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That could be.
I don't know. I really don't know what it is. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's a common thing, like, when you watch, stories of paranormal.
a lot of others experience it as well.
True, it's not just you necessarily.
Right. I definitely saw a person.
Okay.
An
An adult.
tall man. Way down there. Way down there.
Aw,
What?
a little girl's abandoned bike. Hope there's no missing children in the area.
Hello, blip.
Were you riding your bike down here and something bad happened because this is a shitty part of Sanford and you're probably missing? Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Anybody down here with us?
Oh,
Is that your bike over there?
yeah?
Is that your bike? Touch this if that is your bike over there on the ground.
Touch this if you like the bike that's on the ground.
Were you just answering me if I asked if anybody was here?
I'm getting the vibes that the girl in the basement was sort of like this young girl.
Cricket.
Or squeaky brakes. Cricket.
Yeah.
Cricket.
Cricket.
That everybody here collectively did not like. And teamed up against her. And it was funny. It was funny to shame her. It was funny to hurt her. And she died. But it was an accident.
Who is that? There's a person walking towards us right
Oh
now.
yeah, there is a person walking towards us. Like a real one. Is it Johnny? Hello? Is it Johnny? All I know is I shut that movie off. I don't... Are they still coming?
Nope.
What?
Still hands.
Is that you? Was that that broom? Come on.
Oh my god.
Girls, where did that come from?
I thought it was this way.
Now I'm confused as to where we heard it from.
Has anything changed?
Hello? Hey! Hey! What?
Did anybody just come upstairs? There's somebody in the building.
There's like literally a human in the building.
and they're not answering
There's
us.
a human that just knocked a bunch of crap over.
Did you hear
Okay,
that?
that's what we heard too.
We just
yeah.
heard a bunch of stuff.
But like, they're not answering, so.
We're like, hello,
And we can't
saw
find them.
you.
We saw them. It was some guy wearing a gray sweatshirt. At first, we thought it was Johnny, like coming to get us.
That's like
But
your
then
build. He's like about your height.
They're down here too then, because we just heard 2x4 fucking
But that might
fall.
have been coming from the
That was
stairs.
upstairs.
he just knocked a bunch of crap.
He
over.
knocked a bunch of
They
shit
ran
over.
Don't put that down.
Dude, we are
This, yeah, I know.
ready.
Let's call it. Done.
It was really scary.
Yo,
Let's call it, dude.
there's
There's
somebody in the building.
people in here?
We
There's
all
somebody in
saw
the
it.
building. We saw a person. There's somebody in the building, and they won't answer us when we're yelling at them, being like, "Hello,
I was like,
we saw you."
I was like, we're filming a show. Like, can you just let us know that you're here, just so we,
No.
you know, it's not like we're.
They're also, if they went behind like the things up there, they're just in the dark.
The problem is we have to leave because now at any moment any other evidence that we get that's noise is thrown out. Already we had to throw out most of our K2 because of the wiring. And the biggest part, we know the exit, and there's a man in the dark upstairs.
Yeah, the issue is that this building was abandoned for almost 60 years. So I think it has a reputation around town as being empty, and maybe people just come here. I don't know what the story is, but
don't
we
either.
can't.
Apparently our
we can't
one
be
way
here.
in and one way out is false. Someone else found the way in tonight, and it's time for us to find our way out.
We started the evening getting some fairly good evidence. Ty and Carol had a few EMF hits, K2 with that chair. We heard some possible sounds, but unfortunately our investigation was halted when we realized that there was a human man in the building with us. So when we thought we had locked ourselves in the building, we had locked ourselves in with another man who was then watching us throughout the evening. So unfortunately, all of our evidence was compromised as a result of this. We cannot conclusively rate the Sanford Mills. This is the danger of going into a place that you haven't really scoped out beforehand and going in without hearing any stories about the building. So we are going to give the Sanford Mills a rating of an exclamation point, averaged with the pre-rate score of a question mark, gives us an interrobang.